First, we're going to start with How Dare You? How Dare You, which has some of the creepiest box cover art I've ever seen. I don't know what that's supposed to stand for. It's very weird. But it is a little party game, very small, you can see, about guessing trivia numbers. There's a little more than that. Let me show you. In each round of the game, there's a card, and it says that the starting player says a random number. I would have included a die myself to roll that number, but whatever. You just pick a random number. So this will say the max number of legs in a giant Amazon centipede. Then the starting player will say any number they want. I don't know, 20. The next player goes, I think there's more than 20, 25. And it sounds like an auction, but that's what you're doing. You're going around and saying a higher number until someone goes, let's say I said 92, and the next person says no. There's definitely not 92, so they dare me. At that point, we turn the card over, and there's 46. Says not as many as you thought, huh? That is true. It's called a centipede. I'm all confused. Anyway, the person who called me out, I'm then required to take this card because I'm the one who said 92. Now, if the person had called me out, let's say I had said 41, I'm like, haha, 41 is under 46, then they would take the card instead. And we go to the next category, wild animals, or words, or babies, or fashion, or architecture, or chocolate. All kinds of things here. Now, when someone has a certain number of cards, and that depends on the number of players. So, for example, if it was a seven-player game, when someone has 3 cards, the game ends. And then you add up the points here that it shows, the number of ducks on the cards, and whoever has the most points is the big loser. There is no winner. I guess everyone else. There's a few other rules that you can play with. You can double dare, where you kind of just go back to the person who dared you. That's a rule that you can add. And then you take 2 cards if you're wrong. There's these doubling cards. If you guess a number that's at least twice as much as the previous one, you get one of these cards, and these cards are worth -1 point at the end of the game, which is kind of nice. And there's even a throw a fit rule, and I'll leave you to read the rules to find that for yourself. How Dare You is a fun little game. It's a pocket game, and so I kind of get the idea of just carrying this around and playing the game. There was a few rules things, like one said the number of words spoken in a day, and I thought, does that mean a person or humanity in general? And there's some minor stuff like that. And honestly, you could have people just drop giant numbers out right away and they get called out. But it's fun. It's just a fun little game. In fact, I have yet to find one here where I knew the answer to it. Most of these, no one really knows the answer. You might have some idea of how many are in it. And it's just fun to go back and forth like that. I don't necessarily like the idea if there's one loser and everyone else wins. It seems like you could easily do the same thing and say whoever has the fewest points is the single winner. And that's just the way I would play. But at the end of the day, I think it's more about the experience than it is about the game. How Dare You? I think it's a fun little game. I give it a 7 out of 10. Check it out.